Hi Sag, welcome to your extended. I just did the second part of your video and here we are with these cards that I pulled. So let's start with Queen of Pentacles, okay? Your money situation for the year coming up looks great. Just so you know. You may feel like it's slow going, but I think you always feel that way. Scorpio season is so still and Libra season was so busy that you may really be in your feelings. The stop and start of it all and then Scorpio pulling you deep can be too much sometimes for the Sag soul. But let's look closer at the Scorpio and the Libra and the water sign. So here's you sitting in your power. And here comes a bunch of opportunity and power to help you along. Great. We love it, right? Now, Scorpio season has probably already made it clear to you that people just cannot be trusted. Also, there might be some people out there who feel after Scorpio season like you can't be trusted. So the knife cuts both ways. I see you coming out on top of the situation regardless. Oh, sorry. But like that sudden jerk of the camera, there will be some conflict and perhaps someone leaving the situation behind if they feel like you've lied. If it was someone who lied to you, I think instead of being angry about it, and your pride not wanting to let it go, now I don't think you mean to, but the feeling just isn't quite there anymore. You may be doubly attached though, if you are the one who's been found out as being dishonest. So it depends. Regardless, the opportunity and the availability to pursue it is off the charts. This Libra, I think, is in a very romantic mood. So Sag, if you're interested in the Libra, let them come to you, let them do the work. And it looks like the water sign's pretty much into doing the work as well. Seems like if you focus and do you, all good things are coming to find you now, which makes sense. The sun and Jupiter is in your sign. You're a magnet, and it's a magnet that pulls quickly. Does that make sense? It expands right away. It takes the slightest spark of something and turns it into a raging fire. And it happens really so quickly that it'll make your head spin. So although I have advised in the general to really go for it, you may also want to pack some Dramamine. And in this case, I think Dramamine would be this stalwart focus on the work. So when things start to go really fast and more opportunities starts to come in and more love opportunity, more and more money opportunities, fame, promotion, commitment, fulfillment with work, when these things start to rush in at once, staying focused on the work and what got you there may be the best way to handle the stress of it, right? Because even good things can be stressful, right? And then moving from the Four of Pentacles, which remember we said we don't really mind which way it goes as long as we get out of that energy. Moving to the Three of Pentacles from the Four of Pentacles, we love this. Might not be the most exciting relationship, but I think in a lot of ways very satisfying for the Sagittarian. These are well-off, established people. These are people who commission art. These are people who have a well-oiled financial machine at their disposal. These people are doing very well, and they're a team. We froze at team? What, we don't like teams? They're a good team. Oh, but I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if stuff like that even exists anymore. Of course it does. You have yet to find yourself, Sag. And this full moon coming up in just a few days in Gemini, in your house of relationships, shining that big light, right? Shining that big light on you and on your life path, on how close you are to getting to that team that you're so sensitive about. And what's maybe keeping you off this path and out of this chariot? What's keeping you out of touch with this Cancerian energy here? And if you have Cancers in your life, I think like Cancers in everyone's life, man, it's not going too good for them. And the karma is just crazy. Oh, it's just been so hard for them. Sag, if you have any Cancers in your life, regardless of if they are your friends or family or your, lover, your child perhaps, pay special attention to them this coming month, this coming season, because they have been doing very, very badly. And they could use some help out of this Hanged Man energy, and yet it is almost impossible to help them. Because although we can see that there is a hangman situation going on, I don't know how much they can see it. And if you're involved with a Cancer, you may be feeling stuck in the situation, and they may finally decide to speak up, like it's showing here. Or you may finally decide to say something about it because you're sick of feeling stuck with them. And the Leo card, maybe it is most important right now, Sag, to focus on self and on the job. Because otherwise we lose sight of what's there and what can be done. And I think it's the card's way of saying all of this is riffraff. It's really not as important as what this energy is really trying to impart, which is success. So the message here, just to be really careful. Like you can spread your energy out in all these different ways between people and their drama. Like I said, friends, family, people and their drama. But I think right now, especially, you'd be doing yourself such a great disservice because you have so much magic at your fingertips that this really seems like a waste of time. It seems really selfish for anyone who would want this from you right now, would want to take this time from you, because I feel like every moment right now that you have is precious and you can create something wonderful with it if you want to. So, really just focusing on your place in the world, your success in the world, the money you're making. You may find that communication is a bit sharp the next couple of weeks. It's just placements, don't take it personally. And then feeling a success in leaving something behind. If you are feeling underappreciated and the communication between you and whoever that other person is gets really sharp and you realize that you're drawing your arrow a lot lately, you may feel extremely victorious in life just by walking away from that person, that job, whatever it is, because you just can't anymore. And it's a great walking away because you have a lot to gain. On the other side of that leaving and sacrifice is a lot. And it's going to be really good. And I don't think you want to be in the environment you're in anymore anyway. And then there is the card. I love to associate this card with Sages, but it is actually the Mercury card. Mercury will be in retrograde, but I also love the Sag energy of this card. And I think in relation to leaving something and feeling victorious about it, perhaps based on principle, this is an incredible card because it means that you should go ahead and do that and use your own magic and your own ideas and your own thing to create something for yourself. Be careful here because if you're having really, really serious thoughts about somebody that you don't know a lot about yet, you can stand to get really hurt. No matter what someone shows you that they have or don't have, if this is some new person coming in and really throwing the money around and throwing, the names around, and just, partying and celebrating a lot, I wouldn't walk down that road even if you are very, very tempted, because you're more conservative than I think you realize about certain things, and betrayal and lying and all that is not like nouveau to you. It's not chic, it's not hip, it's not cool, it's just bullshit. And so you have this real like Taurian energy about it, about, disloyalty. And I think you should draw power from that. And I think you should keep that energy. I do, because if someone is lying to you already about who they are, then they're definitely lying about what they're capable of, probably even to themselves. And then Aquarius and Capricorn, as we move into the next 2 seasons of this year, or the next season, actually one more season of this year, we have this huge changeover happening where Aquarius is going to pick up even more power. Capricorn is done really soon with the lunations. I think there's like 2 more. There's just a lot of de-emphasis going on and the clock shifting. By the time we get to Capricorn and Aquarius season, a lot of the things that you're waiting on and just thinking, oh, did I plant the wrong seeds, or maybe I didn't plant them in the right place because nothing is growing, and maybe I watered them, or maybe I didn't water them enough, or maybe I overwatered them. You're going to have to take a break. You're going to have to take a mental break and just chill out and let things be. Okay? This is my advice for the end of Sag season and the beginning of Capricorn season. You're going to have to chill a little bit in your mind. You can't keep shooting arrows once you've already picked a target. You have to gallop towards it now instead of still shooting arrows. And that's how it may feel towards the end of December. Like you just can't stop. You just can't stop, and you're full of power, and you have this Jupiterian energy now, and you just feel like you can do all the things and do everything, and it's wonderful, and I totally get you and I support you. But if that starts to make you harsh and a know-it-all and cruel and mean to people and not at all nice and not at all groovy and dogmatic and this is how it is and this is the only way it can be, then you're going to have a problem. You also may encounter an issue with some air signs where you will have to make a decision about whether or not to cut that person out of your life. And you can make this position from a place of worth and wealth. However, I don't know if I would pick this battle right now. I think it's better to not get caught in any sort of weird entanglements or arguments or competitions or anything like that, Instead, focus outward, right? Do what you do best. Think across the boundaries and leave the slow going and the fuckboy behavior and the lying and wrapping it all up in the true love, but actually you're the one who gets wrapped up in swords. Leave it all alone. Just leave it behind and go out, right? All the good things will meet you there. And perhaps the best that will meet you there is yourself, but the balanced, temperate version of yourself. The version that can sit in great peace and observation and sees everything. The version that can fall in love again. Can actually suddenly, out of nowhere, stop thinking about the past. Wait, what happened? I just don't think about that anymore. I just can't even draw any pleasure from it. What happened? Because things are shifting. And you may go back and forth a little when you find a new person about whether you're used to letting go of what were cups full of sorrow, yet cups full of feeling nonetheless. And replace them now with a real celebration, a real wedding, real people out, amongst the people. But there's so many things and they're waiting so long to come to fruition. I don't know. Depends on when you planted them, what time and how much water you gave them. All of those things make a difference, right? Again, once work is flowing, you may want to travel again. There's a lot of travel coming up here in the next couple of months. Be careful with money. You don't want to be so heartbroken that you start overspending out of sorrow, especially not about a water sign who themselves may be really hurt as well. And speaking of hurt, if you know any Virgos, they are really, really, really going through it as well, to the point of feeling extremely diminished. So if you know any Virgos, you may want to just throw some empathy their way. Okay? And then we have this overwhelming sense, this overwhelming feeling of protection, goodwill, fantasy, the ocean, all of it. You have the chance to take on this like a coat and wear it if you want. Because you're heading to that point where your feelings and your good luck and your natural intuitive abilities will all mesh together. I think within the year, you will start to feel that. Be careful with those Virgos right now because, hurt people. All right. Oh, and is there anything you can do to help the Virgos? I think they're having to deal with a lot of what has happened before that they perhaps didn't take accountability, had no accountability for. So, yes. All right, Sag, that is your extended. I loves yous. I will see you in December, and I'll see you on Instagram and Snapchat and on the live streams. If you want to become a member, that will be down below as well. Bye.